Oh, hey kids. We're not adulting
We're not
today.
adulting today at all.
Not right now. But my children had recommended that I tell Miss Jamie a story about what happened to me in college, just so that you guys can enjoy her facial expressions. So,
I don't have a poker face.
oh wait, we got to do the intro first.
Oh, intro.
Okay, here comes the intro.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was, I would guess this story probably took place circa 1992 or 93-ish.
I was 12.
I know, I was not. I was in college, and so at that time I was teaching sex ed. So this story takes place around 1992, 1993-ish, and at that time I was either in my late teens or early 20s. No, it would have been early 20s, because this story takes place at a bar, which I couldn't have gotten into if I was not 21, because I'm a nerd and I didn't have a fake ID. I was a good girl. And I actually waited until I was 21 to drink.
What?
I know, I'm such a rule follower. Can you believe it? I mean, I got wasted on my 21st birthday and I regretted a variety of life choices at that point in time. But yeah, I actually seriously waited. Isn't that weird? I saved myself for 21.
I was literally having my bachelorette party on my 21st birthday.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, way different worlds.
And my job at that time was teaching sex education. So we would travel. It was part of a student program affiliated with the university that I went to, and we would travel all over the East Coast, and we would come to high schools and colleges, and we would talk about human sexuality related things, typically how to put on a condom, how not to sexually assault other people. So at that time, we were traveling up and down the East Coast talking to people about, put on a condom. If you don't put on a condom and you get a disease, we had the slideshow of the disgusting genitalia that would result And then we also talked about rape and sexual assault prevention and how to understand if you have consent or don't have consent, those sorts of things. And so I was traveling all the time, and it was the early days of the internet. So 2400 baud was the top speed, and AOL still ruled the internet, and you used to get the CDs in the mail to set up your AIM account and things like that. And so we had found out that there was going to be a party in Louisville, Kentucky, and we lived not that far, about 5 hours away. And so we decided we were just going to drive to Kentucky for this party, which we did. It was me and some of my friends. And that was also at the time where body piercing was a new and exciting fad. So a lot of ladies had their belly buttons pierced or their nipples pierced, and a lot of fellas had their genitalia pierced. And there were two prevalent methods for that piercing. There was the Frankenstein, where they would have a rod going through their member.
Okay.
And then there was one that was like a little hoop, and it was sort of hooked on the bottom of that member.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And so the evening took us, we left the party, and the evening took us to a gay bar in Louisville, Kentucky.
All right.
Where I was mistaken for Lisa Loeb.
That's so cool, though.
I was not Lisa Loeb, but I did go for it. I was like, yes, I am. I am absolutely Lisa Loeb. And they said, will you play us a song? And I said, oh, I didn't bring my stuff with me tonight. And so I got lots of free drinks, and then we ended up in a hotel, and there were a whole bunch of guys that wanted to show me their penis piercings. So I saw a lot of male genitalia that evening, and again, they were gay men, so it wasn't like a flirty thing. They were just sharing, they
were proud.
It was important to them.
Yes, they were proud of.
And they were sharing, and I had a belly button piercing at the time, and I showed them that. I had a cute little belly at the time too. That's before people grew in here, and things were flat. It was really cute. And yeah, so yeah, that's the story. that's my story of
So when
I did that.
Why is 5 hours not a very long trip?
Because
that's a long trip for a party.
I know, but it was the early 90s and we were really bored.
But what was like,
There was nothing else to do.
Okay, but what was it like? How did you be like? How do you be like? How you be like?
How we be like?
How did you look and be like, oh, there's the party in Louisville, Kentucky. It's 5 hours away, but I think this one is the one we need to go to.
Well, I was chatting with people on BBSs. Do you remember BBSs? Bulletin boards, kids. Like, this is really...
Not bulletin boards.
But the virtual ones, BBSs, you know. And somebody was like, hey man, we're having a party this weekend. And I was like, well, I might want to come. Where is it? And then they put the address on the BBS. And I was like, oh my God. And that was before GPSs, right?
So did you have to get a MapQuest?
I did. I had to go to MapQuest and I printed out the directions and I even went to a gas station and I bought the little maps just in case things went horribly wrong and I needed backup.
Do they still have MapQuest?
I don't even know if MapQuest still exists. But at the time,
that's what you had to do.
the predominant internet browser was Ask Jeeves. Do you remember Ask Jeeves?
No, I think I was too young.
You were too young.
I'm sorry, I was AOL. That was
If
like
any old
time.
people like me are watching this, it was back when Ask Jeeves was the most important platform to search on. Google was not yet invented.
Yeah, at that age I knew AOL and Hotmail.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, we were still using
And MySpace,
typewriters.
right? You
Yeah,
were on
MySpace.
MySpace.
Oh yeah. Yeah, those backgrounds were awesome. You could do all kinds of stuff on MySpace. Why in the world did they give that up? Facebook doesn't have, never mind.
Yeah,
Anyway, we're not going to do that
No,
stuff.
we're not going to do that.
So, how long did it take for, okay, you had to go to the party.
Yeah.
To start at the hotel, and that's when they were just like, whoop, look what I got. Was it like a line? Like, this is what I have?
No, it was just more of a one fella showed it to me, and then multiple fellas were like, well, I have one of those too. You want to see it? Well, in for a penny, in for a pound. Go for it. Sure. Yeah. Whip it out, man.
Were there any, like...
I saw no clitoral or labial piercings. It was all fellas that night. I don't think the piercing trend had caught on with the lesbians yet. Oh, and kids, that was back when it was just LGBT, and that's when it ended. Like the QIA plus thing, modifier did not happen until like 5 years after that. So it was just LGBT, and I don't think the L's were as much into the piercings as perhaps the G's.
No.
Or the B's.
But I could see, I don't know. Yeah, I could see why I'd want
I was just excited that they thought I was Lisa Loeb. I was like, Lisa Loeb wants to see your piercing.
So awesome.
Come on, bring it.
Let me see it. I'll write a song about that one. I can't even imagine. So many questions in my head that are probably so wrong.
If you have multiple questions too, you can go ahead and put them down in the comments.
Were they just all like barbells, or were there really like big
No, the majority of
barbells?
them were the little hoops, because evidently the Frankenstein where that goes through
Yeah, that seems
is more painful,
and a lot
as
of
one would expect.
a lot of work. I don't
I don't know, if you ever feel like there's a part of your body that is neglected, just get it pierced. You'll be so aware of it, you will have no idea. Like, how was I never this aware of my belly button before? But I can't imagine any gentleman that's not aware of his penis. I can't imagine that they forgot or they feel like it's neglected, because it seems to be central to the male identity.
But to me, I think it would be more of, I want to punish myself because that would hurt. There must be something. Never mind.
But maybe once it heals,
Then
intercourse is more pleasurable. So they say. I wouldn't know, but that's
a different.
those are the talking points
Mm-hmm.
in the marketing brochure
Mm-hmm.
that exists.
That I'm never going to read. Ever. Never.
How about we wrap this up, because it's just starting to get weird.
It's fun.
It is fun.
Yes, let's do that.
Okay, kids. Well, I hope you enjoyed my story as much as Miss.
I loved it. I loved it. I know so much to tell my boys to never ever do.
Well, it's just a piercing,
But I know what it's for, and I know.
Okay.
Wait until you're like 50, and then you can.
Well, I'm just speaking as a 50-year-old. Things sag. It's better to do it when they're still springy. I would think.
Is it the same way? I I'm sorry. I'm just curious.
All I know is I watch Good Mythical Morning, and Rhett and Link are always talking about, you're old when you sit down to poop and your testicles hit the toilet water. I don't have that equipment, but I hear that that's what happens, and I think it just droops categorically.
Maybe that's that plop I hear when my husband goes and sits down.
Oh my God, I don't want to think about
Okay, I'm sorry.